My dad got to see the man I became, but he always knew who I was, even before I did. When my parents divorced, I was still young. Back then, nearly 40 years ago, it wasn't common for a father to get full custody, but he did, and it made all the difference. He raised me with strength, with structure, with love, not through long speeches, but by showing up every single day. Some of my earliest memories are riding along with him to what he called meetings. I didn't understand them at the time. The suits, the symbols, the quiet rooms filled with firm handshakes and respectful nods. Later, I found out they were Masonic meetings. My father was a master Mason. He'd also take me along when he worked as an auxiliary police officer for the city of Watseka, Illinois. I remember the way he wore his badge, not as a symbol of power, but of service. He taught me that being a man wasn't about being tough. It was about being dependable. What I didn't realize then was that he wasn't just taking me with him because he needed a babysitter. He was planting seeds. He was showing me what it meant to be part of something bigger than yourself. Years later, I stood beside him again, not as a boy, but as a man. I became a master Mason, with my father right there beside me. I even joined the same auxiliary police department, walking the same path he once had. I wasn't just following in his footsteps. I was honoring them. And that's why the Hawk mattered. A 1964 Studebaker GT Hawk had sat in the garage like a sleeping giant covered in dust, waiting for the right time, waiting for me to keep my promise. Before my dad passed, he looked at me and said, "Son, don't let that Studebaker rot." So I didn't. Piece by piece, inch by inch, even as my body failed, my will didn't. That car became my therapy, my heartbeat, my way of keeping him close. Long after he was gone, every bolt I turned was an act of love. Every wire I chased was a memory rebuilt. The day I turned the key and heard it roar back to life, it wasn't just an engine starting. It was legacy. It was the sound of a promise kept. We even filmed it, the very first video of me driving the Hawk while the song I wrote for my dad played in the background. The video opens with a real moment between us, a conversation we had years ago about fixing that car. Nothing scripted, just a father and son talking dreams into motion. That moment, it lives forever now. Not just in memory, but in motion. You can watch the video, you can hear the car, but what you can't see is the pride I felt, not in the car, but in the fact that I got to carry my dad's story a little further down the road. Because in the end, that's what this has always been about. Legacy, love, and keeping the promises. That matter.